Indian television debates hit their lowest point recently when a news channel linked hijab-supporting panelists with the terrorist group Al-Qaeda. The News Broadcasting and Digital Standards Authority (NBDSA) pulled up the Hindi channel and its anchor and imposed a fine of 50,000 rupees on the broadcaster. Tens of thousands of women are risking their lives in Iran to keep the anti-hijab protests alive. The fearless women who have given birth to a revolution against the country's morality police are facing bullets, batons and arrests over the anti-hijab protests. The three words, women, life, freedom, have become a rallying cry for people in Iran and beyond who are fighting for justice for Mahsa Amini, who was killed in custody by the morality police. But in India, the hijab issue has been turned into a communal Hindu versus Muslim problem by many. TV channels have made a mockery of this sensitive issue and politicians have resorted to hijab politics. Let's unbreak this news. In a debate shown on News 18 India in the month of April, the TV channel used the terms Hijabi gang, Hijab Wali Gazwa gang and the Zawahiri gang to describe the students who were protesting in support of hijab. The News Broadcasting and Digital Standards Authority (NBDSA) denounced both the channel and the anchor for turning such a sensitive issue into a communal one. In a statement, the NBDSA said, NBDSA strongly deprecated the tendency of the broadcaster to associate those panelists who were in favor of wearing hijab by the students with Zawahiri and labeling them as Zawahiri gang member, Zawahiri's ambassador, Zawahiri is your god, you are his fan. NBDSA also did not find any justification in linking those panelists or persons who were supporting hijab with Al-Qaeda by airing tickers stating hashtag Al-Qaeda gang exposed, hijab ka fata poster nikla Al-Qaeda, Al-Zawahiri found behind the hijab, and Al-Qaeda has planned the hijab controversy. The NBDSA imposed a fine of 50,000 rupees on the channel and admonished the broadcaster for conducting such a debate. But this is not the first time Indian news channels have taken the hijab debate too far. Hijab debates on many channels usually is an exercise to pit Hindus against the Muslims. Here is another clip from the same news channel this month. The anchor was discussing the Karnataka hijab case.
इस औरत से कहिए तो तमीज से बात कीजिए। इस औरत से को तमीज से बात करे। अगर आपको सनातन धर्म का पता ही नहीं है, आपको जानकारी नहीं है, आपको सनातन धर्म की जानकारी नहीं है,
ऋग्वेद के बारे में कुछ भी बकवास करके निकलेंगे।
आपको सनातन धर्म की जानकारी नहीं है।
श्लोक पढ़ो आप।
अमीश ये क्या है?
आप श्लोक पढ़ो।
मैं पौन घंटे में बोला हूँ और मैंने एक सच्ची बात रखी है और ये टिलमिला गई।
वो कह रहे हैं आप
इनको आईना दिखा दिया, इनको आईना दिखा दिया।
दीजिए तो जरा ऋग्वेद दीजिए। नहीं मैं आज फैसला करूंगी। ऋग्वेद लाइए वहां से।
मैं आपको हवाला दे रहा हूँ। मैं आपको हवाला दे रहा हूँ।
श्लोक बताइए, श्लोक पढ़कर सुनाइए।
मैं आपको हवाला दे रहा हूँ, पेज नंबर 833।
श्लोक
रशीदी जी आपको चैलेंज करा जा रहा है। आप बताइए ऋग्वेद में कौन सा श्लोक है, वो श्लोक सामने रखिए। राष्ट्र कह रही है मैं श्लोक सामने रखूंगी। ऋग्वेद की जहाँ तक हमें जानकारी है ये नहीं है उसमें कहीं।
अरे कौन सा?
पढ़िए ऋग्वेद को, पढ़िए सनातन धर्म को। आपको तो सनातन धर्म की हवा भी नहीं है। आपको सनातन धर्म की हवा भी नहीं है।
820 में बताइए ना, बताइए ऋग्वेद की कॉपी है, बताइए।
आपको तमीज नहीं है बात करने की। आपको तमीज नहीं बात करने की। आपको टिलमिला गई। आपको मैंने
बताइए ना,
आप टिलमिला गई।
In India, many pro and anti-hijab lobbies have given communal overtones to the hijab issue and have turned hijab into a divisive issue to create rift between Hindus and Muslims.
मामला आदिलाबाद के विद्यार्थी जूनियर एंड डिग्री कॉलेज का है, जहां 16 अक्टूबर को तेलंगाना राज्य लोक सेवा आयोग की ग्रुप 1 की प्रारंभिक परीक्षा चल रही थी। इसी दौरान गेट पर चेकिंग के नाम पर हिंदू महिलाओं के सुहाग के प्रतीक मंगलसूत्र और चूड़ियां तक उतरवा ली गयी। हालांकि इसी परीक्षा केंद्र पर तस्वीर का दूसरा पहलू भी दिखा। यहाँ हिंदू महिलाओं से मंगलसूत्र तक उतरवा लिए गए, वहीं मुस्लिम महिलाएं बुर्का पहन करके जाती हुई भी देखी गई। बुर्का पहने महिलाओं को परीक्षा केंद्र में एंट्री दे दी गई। तस्वीरों में दिखा कि गेट पर तैनात पुलिसकर्मियों ने भी उन्हें रोकने की कोशिश नहीं की।
The hijab controversy has been raging in India for months. Recently, the Supreme Court failed to deliver a verdict on whether Muslim students can sport a hijab in educational institutions, as judges hearing the case had different views. The judges have requested the Chief Justice of India to recommend the matter to a larger bench. But for months, politicians in India have been polarizing people in the name of hijab.
मैं पहले भी कहा, आज भी कह रहा हूं, बहुत से लोगों को तकलीफ हुई, पेट में दर्द हुआ, दिल में तकलीफ हुई, रातों में नींद नहीं आई जब मैंने कहा था कि इंशाअल्लाह ताला मेरी जिंदगी में नहीं तो मेरी जिंदगी के बाद एक दिन इस मुल्क की वजीर आजम एक हिजाब पहनने वाली मुसलमान लड़की बनेगी और इंशाअल्लाह बनेगी, आप देखना। इनको बड़ी तकलीफ हुई है, ऐसा बोलते, मला क्यों नहीं बोलना, मेरा ख्वाब है, बुराई क्या है उसमें? मगर आप कह रहे नहीं हिजाब क्यों पहनते, हिजाब नहीं पहनना ना, फिर क्या पहनना, बिकनी पहनना।
ನೀವು ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿವಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಹಿಜಾಬರೇ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ರಿ, ಹಂಗೇರೆ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಸಾಲಿಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಒಡೆದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು? ಇವರು ಈ ದೇಶದ ಅನ್ನ ತಿಂದು ಈ ದೇಶದ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿದು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮದ್ರಾಸಾಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಉರ್ದು ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕಲಿಲಿದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ.
While communal politics over hijab continues in India, back in Iran, tens of thousands of women continue to fight against the morality police in their country. The three words, women, life, freedom, have become synonymous with the protests. The women have been protesting since the murder of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini while she was in custody of Iran's morality police. She was arrested for not wearing a hijab in accordance with government standards. The protesting women have been braving bullets, batons, and arrests.
Something extraordinary is happening in Iran. At the grave of a young woman who died last month after being in custody, thousands gathered on Wednesday. They're part of something bigger. Through Wednesday night, protests grew across the country. And this is a movement driven by Iranian women.
6 weeks on, and many Iranian women are already living a different life. They refuse to wear the headscarf when they go out in public, and they continue to fight.
Here's a street vendor running to give a rose to a woman who had removed her hijab in protest against the morality police. The protests sparked by the brave women in Iran are spreading like wildfire worldwide. It's uniting people. It's breaking stereotypes. Iran's uprising is soon turning into a global revolution. Inspired by the protests, world over, women are giving up their hijabs. Protests are being held in many parts of the world. Candlelight vigils are being carried out in remembrance of the women who lost their lives to the morality police. Women from different countries continue to show solidarity with the movement by cutting off the locks of their hair. But in India, some elements continue to use the Iran uprising to run their own divisive agendas. Mahsa Amini's death has given rise to a revolution which is led and inspired by women who want change. This revolution has united people across countries, ethnicities, and generations. But the grotesque nature of discourse on the topic of hijab in India has narrowed the scope for any meaningful dialogue on the subject. While Iranian women brave extraordinary risks to keep the flame of the revolution alive, the polarizing debate back in India threatens to disrupt our social fabric. The debate is on in India on whether hijab should be seen as a matter of personal choice or as a religious compulsion. Sadly, this discourse has been hijacked by many politicians and media persons who are using hijab politics and the Iran revolution to spew hatred against one another.